The area where the donor follicles will be implanted is outlined in blue. The donor site where the follicles are harvested from is located on the back of the scalp. We shave the area to get access to the hair follicles. The size of the area depends on the number of follicles transplanted. In dermatology, we use Neograft hair transplant technology. This uses follicular unit extraction, FUE, to remove individual hair follicles from the scalp. As you see here, we don't remove every single follicle back to back. Instead, we space them apart so that when the scalp heals, the existing hairs can regrow at the donor site. This is super important as it leads to the best cosmetic outcome both at the donor site and at the recipient site, which is where the transplanted hairs are moved to. After we've harvested the follicles, we then sort and count them to ensure that only healthy, intact follicles are transplanted into the recipient areas where there is hair loss. If you look closely, you'll see that some follicles or follicular units may have 1, 2, 3, or even 4 hairs within the clump. So we use the follicular units with just one solitary hair along the hairline and the edges to create that natural appearance. And then the follicular units with 3 or 4 hairs we use further back or along the top of the scalp for more volume and body to your hair. We then make tiny nicks in the site at the recipient site where we plan to implant the hairs. These nicks are made with a tiny little needle, and then we put each follicular unit into one of these tiny little nicks one by one. This is a very precise process, and it takes a lot of concentration and attention to detail to get the follicular units placed properly into the recipient sites. You have to be super careful not to rub or scratch the area after, because you don't want to dislodge these transplanted hairs.